Here we go. We're going to teach some kids today. We're going to teach some teens today. A cone and a cylinder share the same height and base. If the volume of the cylinder is blah, blah, blah. Well, you probably don't remember because I'm sure not all of you sat and memorized all the formulas yesterday. But the formula for a cylinder is V equals pi r squared. That's supposed to be an r, pi r squared h. The volume for a cone is V equals 1/3 pi r squared h. So there's only one difference between the two, and that's the 1/3. So simply put, if I know the volume of a cylinder is 300, what's the volume of a cone? If it's just 1/3 of that of a cylinder. If it's just put it in the chat, please. Put it in the chat. If the volume of a cone is 1/3 that of the cylinder, then the cone is going to be how many cubic inches if the cylinder is 300? That's right, 100, said nobody. So I'll just do it. 100 cubic centimeters. Very good, because it's just 1/3. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, baby? Isn't that right, baby? All right. Well, what we're going to talk about today are nets. Easily one of my favorite vines. When the guy holds up the thing and he says, "Look at this graph," but instead it's a net. I find that humorous. We're going to talk about two different types of nets today. And we're not talking about basketball, right, honey? Oh, first things first, an orthographic drawing. An orthographic drawing is when you take, and you've seen these before, when you are given a picture and it says the top looks like that, and the side looks like that, and the left looks like that, and the bottom looks like that. Draw this picture out. That's an orthographic drawing. The two-dimensional views of the top, left, front, and right sides of an object are called an orthographic drawing. You might be thinking, orthographic, doesn't that have to do with braces? And the answer is no. It does not have to do with braces. She doesn't like my jokes. Next, we're going to talk about nets. A net is when you take an object, and this is different. An orthographic drawing is if you had a camera and you were going to look at this 3D shape and you took a picture of the top, you took a picture of the side, you took a picture of the side, you took a picture of the side, you took a picture of the side. That's what an orthographic drawing is. A net is when you take a 3D object and you cut it and rip it apart and flatten it out. That's a net. So I hate using this word. But see this box of crackers? If we were to take that box of crackers and cut it apart and rip it apart, that's what a net would look like. That's what a net would look like. Okay? So I'm going to show you two videos because it's very hard to visualize this, especially with the child on my lap, but it's also very hard to visualize this drawing anyway. So I have two videos that I'm going to turn your attention to. Okay, yes, good, thank you. All right, so this is the fun part. If we are asked to draw this out, it's going to be an absolute challenge. Now, we have a top view, a left view, a front view, and a right view. The top view, it looks like, and if you look closely, you can see kind of like the thick line. The thick line means that there's like a break in the level. Okay, so like this might be the first floor, and this might be the second floor. So what I have is I have two floors going on. How do I know I have two floors going on? Look from the left. First off, the left view is a perfect flat side. So when I draw this out, maybe I'm going to start by drawing out the left side. So here's my left side. Okay, the left side is a perfectly flat side. You know what? You're not even going to be able to see it. The right side is not. The top view, the front looks like you have. Oh boy, I am so bad at this. Looks like you have what? What? She said something. She went, yeah. She was making fun of what I was doing. The front view looks like I have two squares that pop out like this. And then triangles behind it. So actually, technically, if all I do is draw out the top, which the top looks like this. I'm done. But that's not really a good picture. But I would never ask you to do that on the test. That's ridiculous. This is what I would ask you to do, though. Nets are a lot more important. Okay. Make a model for a figure for the given net. Problem 2, put in the chat what shape is problem 2 and be specific with your word. Single word. What is problem 2? Cube, cube, cube. Okay, so how do I draw a cube? This is what you should get used to. Don't worry about focusing on drawing what we did first, because I have a master's degree in math and I can barely do it and make it look right. So when you're drawing a cube, there's many of you who might be like, well, this is the way that I would do it. This is the way that I would do it. I know it's a cube. So I'm going to start out by drawing, as you can see, an absolutely perfect square. Let me actually try that again, and this time draw a perfect square. Draw a perfect square. It's not bad this time. Now to show the 3D effect, or to steal a word from Lily, not you, perspective. I'm going to put diagonal lines going in that direction, each of equal length. And then I'm going to connect those lines. And there's my absolutely perfect cube that looks like a loaf of bread. Questions? So, make a model, just did, then identify the solid form, which is what you guys did for me. Cube. Camilla's already answered the next part. 3 is a cylinder. A cylinder has a rectangular, I won't want to call it sides, but the edges around. I'm sorry, Camilla, what is it again? Now she's not typing. Never mind. The best way to draw a cylinder is an oval top. Line going down, and then like half an oval on the bottom. That's my cylinder. Okay, where I have a circle base and another circle base, right? And then I have the sides. Santiago likes drawing these. Well, I guess when people say Santi's drawing, I guess they're talking about this. Am I right? Oh. Okay. Now what I'm being asked to do is draw the net for the figure. Now, while drawing this, I'm going to make an honest attempt to label as much as I can. What I have is I have a hexagon, a regular hexagon for a roof. And by regular, I mean all the sides are the same. How do I know that all the sides are the same? Those little pinkish reddish lines there they're called tick marks. And I know when I say tick marks, a lot of you thinking, hey, is my dog around here? No, I'm not. Are you disappointed in my jokes? Oh, she's not. She's loving it. I ate her shirt, not her hand. Now I'm eating her hand. She's gonna get mad real soon. All right. What I have up top again on the roof is a rectangular hexagon. And again, I know it's not rectangular, I'm sorry, a regular hexagon. And what regular means is all the sides are the same. How do I know that all the sides are the same? These little red lines right here indicate that all the sides are the same. So imagine that this is like a Christmas box. And you rip the box off the top. When you rip the box off the top, you have yourself a regular hexagon. Awful. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. 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 I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. Now what we have is now these are each 11. All of these are 11 centimeters in length. So if I rip, that's the top of the box. Actually, let's just say that that's the bottom of the box. If I take the top of the box and I toss it off to the side and I rip out down all the sides, I literally take that side and rip them down, you would have yourself a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle, a rectangle. It's like a flower. All lily, flower. All lily, flower. And then we take our top, we take the lid, and we paste it back to one of the sides like so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you draw a net. If you are a 3-year-old... All right, Camilla, I don't need your sass. But I believe that's it.